Credit card mistakes no one will tell you about. In an era where plastic reigns supreme and digital wallets promise convenience at every swipe, credit cards have become indispensable tools for modern living. Yet, beneath their glossy surfaces and enticing rewards lies a labyrinth of pitfalls that can ensnare even the most vigilant users. While financial advisors often tout the benefits, building credit, earning cash back, enjoying purchase protections, the unspoken truths about credit card mishaps remain shrouded in silence. Why? Because acknowledging these mistakes requires confronting uncomfortable realities about spending habits, financial literacy, and the predatory nature of the credit industry itself. This essay delves into the credit card mistakes no one will tell you about, those subtle yet devastating errors that accumulate like compound interest, eroding your financial stability over time. Consider this. As of the second quarter of 2025, Americans collectively owe a staggering $1.209 trillion in credit card debt, a figure that has climbed steadily since the pandemic. This isn't just a statistic. It's a symptom of systemic issues where everyday consumers fall victim to hidden traps designed to maximize profits for issuers. The average credit card balance hovers around $6,434 per household, with delinquency rates on the rise, signaling that more people are struggling than ever before. But the real story isn't in the numbers. It's in the overlooked blunders that lead to this debt spiral. From ignoring the fine print to falling for illusory rewards, these mistakes are rarely discussed because they expose vulnerabilities in our financial decision-making. By shining a light on them, we can empower users to navigate the credit landscape with eyes wide open, avoiding the silent killers of wealth that lurk in every statement. This exploration isn't about scaremongering, it's about revelation. We'll uncover mistakes that range from the obvious yet ignored to the truly insidious, backed by insights from financial experts and real-world data. Whether you're a seasoned cardholder or a newcomer, understanding these pitfalls could save you thousands in fees, interest, and lost opportunities. Let's peel back the layers and reveal the credit card truths that no one else will tell you. Mistake 1. Ignoring the fine print on interest rates and fees. One of the most insidious credit card mistakes is failing to scrutinize the terms and conditions, particularly around interest rates and hidden fees. Credit card agreements are notoriously dense, often spanning dozens of pages filled with legalese that discourages thorough reading. Yet, buried within are details that can transform a seemingly benign card into a financial black hole. For instance, many cards offer introductory 0% APR periods. But what happens when that expires? Rates can skyrocket to 25% or higher, turning a modest balance into an exponentially growing debt. Consider variable interest rates, which fluctuate with market indices like the prime rate. In 2025, with lingering economic pressures, these rates average around 22.8%, the highest in decades. If you're not paying attention, a rate hike could add hundreds to your annual interest payments without warning. Then there are the fees. Late payment fees up to $40, over-limit fees, and annual fees that might not be waived after the first year. A common oversight is assuming all fees are avoidable, but issuers often impose them subtly, such as return payment fees if your bank rejects a transaction. The consequences are dire. Carrying a balance at high interest can lead to a debt cycle where payments barely dent the principal. According to financial analyses, consumers who ignore these details end up paying 50% more in interest over time than those who shop around for better terms. To avoid this, always read the Schumer box, a mandated summary of key terms, before applying. Compare cards using tools from sites like Bankrate or NerdWallet, and set calendar reminders for promotional period endings. Knowledge here isn't just power. It's protection against the quiet erosion of your finances. Mistake 2. Maxing out your credit limit. Maxing out a credit card might seem like a temporary solution during cash-strapped times, but it's a mistake that reverberates far beyond the immediate spend. Credit utilization ratio, the percentage of your available credit you're using, accounts for 30% of your FICO score. Financial experts warn that exceeding 30% utilization can tank your score by 50 to 100 points, making future borrowing more expensive or impossible. Why is this hidden? Because issuers encourage high spending through rewards and limit increases, masking the long-term damage. In reality, maxing out signals to lenders that you're overextended, increasing your risk profile. With average limits around $30,000 per household, pushing to the brink means you're one emergency away from default. Delinquency rates for maxed-out cards are twice as high as those kept under 10% utilization. The trap deepens with over-limit fees and potential account freezes, compounding stress. Real-world stories abound. A family vacation charged to the limit leads to denied loans for home improvements later. To sidestep this, monitor your utilization monthly via apps or statements. Request limit increases only if you can maintain low usage and prioritize paying down high utilization cards first. This mistake isn't about spending. It's about preserving your financial flexibility in an unpredictable world. Mistake 3. Only making minimum payments. Paying just the minimum due each month is a deceptively convenient habit that no one warns you about until it's too late. Credit card statements highlight this amount prominently, lulling users into thinking it's sufficient. However, minimum payments, often 1 to 3% of the balance plus interest, barely cover accruing charges, letting debt balloon exponentially. At current average rates of 22.8%, a $5,000 balance paid minimally could take over 20 years to clear, accruing $8,000 plus in interest. This is compound interest working against you, where most of your payment goes to fees rather than principal. Shockingly, 43% of cardholders carry revolving debt, many stuck in this cycle. The hidden danger? It normalizes debt as a lifestyle, eroding savings potential and increasing vulnerability to economic shocks. Women, facing pay gaps, are 8% more likely to carry balances this way. Avoidance strategy: calculate your payoff timeline using online calculators and commit to paying at least double the minimum. Automate higher payments and treat minimums as a last resort. Breaking this habit requires discipline, but it frees you from the invisible chains of perpetual interest. Mistake 4. Using cash advances without understanding the costs. Cash advances seem like a quick fix for emergencies, but they're a pitfall laden with exorbitant costs that issuers downplay. Unlike purchases, advances incur immediate interest, often at rates 5 to 10% higher than standard APRs, plus fees of 3 to 5% of the amount withdrawn. For a $1,000 advance at 25% APR with a 5% fee, you'll pay $50 upfront and interest from day one, potentially adding $200 plus annually if not repaid swiftly. This mistake is hidden because ATMs and apps make it seamless, without bold warnings about the true cost. Consequences include rapid debt accumulation and credit score hits from high utilization. With credit card debt at record highs, advances contribute to the $282 billion post-pandemic surge. Instead, build an emergency fund or use low-interest alternatives like personal loans. If unavoidable, repay immediately and avoid ATMs tied to cards. This error turns convenience into a costly regret. Mistake 5. Applying for too many cards at once. The allure of multiple sign-up bonuses tempts many into applying for several cards simultaneously, but this churning mistake can devastate your credit. Each application triggers a hard inquiry, dinging your score by 5 to 10 points, with effects lasting up to 2 years. Applying for 3 or more in a short period signals desperation to lenders, potentially leading to denials or higher rates. Data shows that multiple inquiries can drop scores by 20 to 50 points, affecting mortgage or auto loan eligibility. This is rarely discussed because rewards programs profit from new signups. Hidden impacts include reduced average account age, another score factor, with Gen Z holding more cards than prior generations. This trend exacerbates debt risks. Limit applications to 1 every 6 months, research thoroughly, and use pre-qualification tools. Patience here preserves your credit health for when you truly need it. Mistake 6. Neglecting to monitor statements and credit reports. Failing to regularly review statements and credit reports is a silent killer, allowing errors, fraud, and discrepancies to fester unchecked. Many assume issuers handle everything, but 1 in 5 reports contain mistakes that could lower scores or inflate debts. Unauthorized charges go unnoticed, leading to accumulated interest. In 2025, with rising delinquencies, ignoring reports means missing identity theft early, which affects 33 million Americans annually. This mistake is hidden in the tedium of routine checks. Consequences: lower scores bar access to better rates, perpetuating high-cost borrowing. Set monthly alerts. Use free annual reports from annualcreditreport.com and dispute errors promptly. Vigilance transforms this oversight into a proactive defense. Mistake 7. Falling for rewards program traps. Rewards cards promise cash back, miles, or points, but the trap lies in overspending to chase them, negating benefits. Many programs have expiration dates, redemption restrictions, or category limits that devalue earnings. Spending $1,000 extra for 2% cash back yields just $20, but if carried over, interest could cost $200 plus. This is unspoken because issuers thrive on increased transactions. With 50% of cardholders carrying balances, rewards often mask debt growth. Choose cards aligning with natural spending, pay in full, and track redemptions. Rewards should enhance, not dictate, your habits. Mistake 8. Overlooking foreign transaction fees. Travelers often ignore foreign transaction fees, which add 1 to 3% to every overseas purchase. On a $5,000 trip, that's up to $150 extra, compounded if balances carry over. This fee is hidden in fine print, affecting even domestic online buys from foreign vendors. With global e-commerce booming, it's a growing pitfall. Impacts include inflated costs and utilization spikes. Opt for no-fee cards like Capital One or Discover for international use. Awareness turns this oversight into savings. Mistake 9. Closing old accounts impulsively. Closing an old credit card to simplify seems logical, but it shortens your credit history, 15% of your score, and raises utilization by reducing available credit. A 10-year-old account closure can drop scores by 20 to 50 points, lingering for years. Issuers don't warn because it doesn't affect their bottom line. With average scores at 715, this mistake jeopardizes stability. Keep old cards open, use occasionally, and store securely. Longevity builds resilience. Mistake 10. Co-signing or adding authorized users without caution. Co-signing a card or adding users shares liability, but risks are understated. If the primary user defaults, you're fully responsible, damaging your score. Joint delinquencies affect both parties, with co-signers facing collection actions. This is hidden in familial or friendly gestures. Protect yourself with clear agreements, monitor activity, and remove users if needed. Boundaries prevent relational and financial strain. Mistake 11. Relying on balance transfers blindly. Balance transfers offer 0% intro periods, but fees, 3 to 5%, and post-promo rates can backfire if not paid off timely. A $10,000 transfer with 3% fee costs $300 upfront, and lingering balances face 25% APR. Multiple transfers trigger inquiries, hurting scores. Use calculators to ensure payoff within promo and avoid new charges. Strategic use saves, but blindly? It deepens debt. Mistake 12. Not negotiating terms with issuers. Many assume terms are fixed, but negotiating lower rates or waived fees is possible, especially with good history. Cardholders with strong scores can reduce APR by 5 to 10 points via call. This is untold because it empowers consumers. Leverage competing offers and loyalty. Persistence yields savings, turning passivity into advantage. Conclusion. The credit card landscape is fraught with mistakes that no one readily discusses, from ignoring fine print to impulsive closures, each chipping away at financial well-being. With debt at $1.209 trillion and rising, awareness is crucial. By avoiding these pitfalls, through vigilance, education, and strategic use, you reclaim control. Credit cards can be allies, not adversaries, when wielded wisely. Let this be your wake-up call. Question the unspoken and build a secure future.